President Joe Biden says the risk of nuclear Armageddon is at the highest level since 1962. His comment raises more questions about a global standoff with Russia. The president also raised eyebrows about his own Catholic faith when it comes to abortion. White House correspondent Owen Jensen reports. Owen.
Hi, Tracy, and good evening to you. At a Democratic fundraiser last night, President Joe Biden said, quote, "We have not faced the prospect of Armageddon since Kennedy and the Cuban Missile Crisis," end quote. Now, he was obviously referring to Russia's threat to use nuclear weapons in Ukraine. And today, the White House press secretary was asked about it. President Joe Biden boards Marine One without stopping to talk to reporters, but it's what he said last night, that the risk of nuclear Armageddon is at the highest level in over half a century, that prompted questions today.
So Russia's talk of using nuclear weapons is irresponsible, and there's no way to use them without unintended consequences. It cannot happen. We won't be intimidated by Putin's rhetoric. We have not seen any reason to adjust our own nuclear posture, nor do we have indications they are preparing to use them.
The president also said last night, "I happen to been a practicing Catholic. I support Roe v. Wade because it meets the medium of every major confessional faith," which says that, in the first trimester, it's between you and your doc. But the Catechism of the Catholic Church clearly states human life must be respected and protected absolutely from the moment of conception.
Right this way.
And in Hagerstown, Maryland, touring a Volvo factory where they make engines, transmissions, and axles, the president steps to the podium.
This is National Manufacturing Day, and this is starting to mean something again. National Manufacturing Day, when we celebrate workers.
His remarks come as America's employers slowed hiring in September, adding 263,000 jobs. But it will likely keep the Fed on pace to keep raising interest rates to fight inflation. In fact, the Fed has raised its benchmark interest rate 5 times this year. The Republican National Committee tweeting, "The September jobs report is the worst jobs report of the year and the second fewest jobs added since the COVID recovery began. Biden's economy is leaving families behind." Now back to the fear of a nuclear war possibly breaking out and what President Biden had to say last night. The White House said today there's no imminent threats and there's no new intelligence indicating Russia might be ready to use weapons of mass destruction, adding that President Putin can choose to de-escalate the situation at any time. At the White House, Owen Jensen, EWTN News Nightly.